What's good, gamers? Right, we are back. We are playing some Wylder. We are running a standard physical up build with the earring and some physical attacks, but we are also in this run carrying sorcery. That's good. We're also in this run going to answer some more of your questions. Cool. So yeah, let me just get through this camp and we'll get into it. Go for a pot over there. Okay, give me a pot. Oh, negative aura. Right, cool. First question we are going to go through today is by Crypto8224, and they have asked, how do you do the backflip tech on Executor? I've been searching everywhere, can't find a proper tutorial. What's this? I've seen you do it in your videos. So what we're going to do, because it is a little bit easier to explain visually than it is to just explain using words, we are going to switch over to the studio and we'll go through it there. Basically, the motion to make the backflip tech is actually quite easy, but essentially what you want to be doing is in your cursed sword stance, blocking at the same time as you hit the block, hold back, unlock on your analog stick. Then at this point you can either aim yourself with your left analog stick, or you can lock back on. And the lock back on will essentially put you in the right position for the guard counter. I'll show you a couple of examples here of how you can manipulate where you're landing, but basically block, hold back, unlock at the same time, and then you can either aim yourself with your analog stick, or you can lock back on, and that will put you in the perfect position to basically just press R2 to finish the guard counter. Hopefully these visual representations help with the, the UI, the controller UI being made really big. If they don't, let me know and I can try and put something even more detailed together. Hopefully that explains it to you. I mean, I've tried the best way I can. I've made the UI really big so you can actually see it visually. And, there should be a slowdown section in it as well. Obviously, I'm talking after the video you've just seen. So, I might get it wrong. But, yeah, basically, that is exactly how you do it. Next one is by Me Yap, another one of the chads from the comments. Now, they have asked, how are you doing the guard counter against nothing at the end? Backstep attack some kind. So basically there's actually a few things you can guard counter. There is some more difficult than others, but basically every time the warming stone does a pulse, I haven't got a warming stone to show you, every time the warming stone does like a healing pulse, that can actually start the guard counter motion off. Basically hold block, backstep, and this will add you like a guard counter animation. You can do it from an animation, a critical hit animation. So if you stand behind someone whilst they're doing the crit, you can actually catch it as a guard counter, which is obviously really handy. You can also do it from Hoarfrost Stomp. Oh, wrong place. So you can actually guard counter from Hoarfrost Stomp as well, from your teammates Hoarfrost Stomp. Although I think this is latency dependent. I've only ever had it happen like once or twice. So yeah, there is that. Put that back. He missed me. Me bomba! Cool. Oh, stand up. Cool. Undertaker. Lower balls. Lower balls. Cool. Right, that's that done. Oh shit, I missed that. Take some jump attacks. Ooh, melee attacks, wall strikes. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, maybe we'll do some wall strikes gaming. There is a Libra there. Gonna go and get eventual greatness, and then we'll answer the next question. Okay, no eventual greatness. The rest of that's pointless. Okay, cool. You know what we could do? It's not gonna work now for what we got. Let's just. We've never done that, so let's. You know what? We're gonna do a dex build today. So we're gonna we'll look for some claws or something. That's what we're gonna do, and we'll give our skill stuff to the Duchess. Not balance as judge. I mean, that's pretty good. Okay, well, once we get through this part, we'll answer the next question. Right, next question is... Oh, this is a good place to have a balancer. Next question is from MSROP. Again, all of these from the YouTube comments, so we don't need that. They have asked... I have a question for builds with the Duchess, with like Frost as the initial dagger. Is the move to not take a mother main weapon and use caves to upgrade it? And then there's an awesome channel, which I really appreciate that. Basically, with the Duchess, it entirely depends on your build. Okay, let's not be a monkey here, Mike. It entirely depends on your build. So if you have things that like get buffed by Frost, then of course using the dagger is going to be the best bet. The problem is, most of the time you'll get a different benefit from not using the dagger, from picking up a main weapon. Like for example, if you had a Duchess build on and you had like attack when power up, frost, you know, when fighting against frost afflicted enemies, it's worth keeping the dagger the whole way through, because if you have a +2 and a +1, that's like an extra 36% damage increase. So yeah, at that point it would be worth keeping the dagger over whatever weapon you've got. Gonna help my Duchess. Whoa, I thought he was dead. We set HP. That obviously Dragon's Claw would be great. We need to remember that we're a Dex build now. So yeah, back to the Duchess comment. So if you have like attack power up when facing frost afflicted enemies, like a +1 gives you 16% damage increase when the enemy is frosted, and a +2 gives you a 20% damage increase. So if you've got something like that on your build, then yeah, it's always going to be worth keeping your main hand dagger to frost the enemy. Now, of course, if you can find another weapon that has frost on, that you can use, that also has a decent passive, then drop the weapon. It's not going to be worth keeping it, because, you know, you're missing out on a slot for a passive. If you can get like a dagger that has like, I don't know, 15 melee power attack up on it, you know, it's going to be worth taking that over keeping your frost dagger, as long as it can do frost. If you can't find another frost weapon, then yeah, always keep the dagger to get that kind of buff. Now, if you don't have any of those kind of buffs on, like the attack power up when facing frost afflicted enemy, most of the time, once you're past like day 1, it's not going to be worth keeping your weapon just to frost enemies, because the damage you'll get from like picking up a better weapon will just basically outplay it. So yeah, hopefully that answers the question. I've made this Dex build now. I'm not going to find any Dex weapons, am I? Obviously, something like claws or something would be great. Physical negation. Okay, level 9, that's fine. No, we don't need both of these taking damage, so. Undertaker. Cool. Right, next question is, now this one, I have actually read over this one already, and we've got a little bit of a, ooh, shed order. Why am I getting so much less lightly? No one wants parry shield. No, we can use claws here for a little bit. Obviously claws mostly scale with strength, with dex. Oh, Nankiba. Okay, that's what we're going to say. Undertaker, if you want that, dude. Again, like I said, I've already got like a little thing set up for it. Let me just get my Duchess up. It's quite a deep answer to the question to ask, but what we're going to do... I'm not going to die, he's just doing random bullshit here. Quick step his ass. That quick step in. Teammates, come on, dudes. This is depth 5. You better than this. Skill attack Duchess. You want that? Let's check the body. That power full Duchess. We'll take the charge because we might actually end up using. Take the blood boils. Where's Circle? Okay, Circle's there. Let's go do that because we might have to get a bleed dex weapon. So back to the question. Yeah, does physicals buff Marius and Malekith's Blackblade? What I'll do is I'll answer this in 2 parts because it is a 2-part thing. To answer the question that's asked, yes, physical damage will always buff. Physical attack buffs will always buff things like Marius and Malekith's Blackblade. Now, the question that I'll go deeper with is we're talking about split damage. Now, split damage, it has 2 parts to it. So if you have a split damage weapon like Marius, that's fine. I might come back for that actually. If you have a split damage weapon like Marius or Malekith's Blackblade, like that, you are going to get the most benefit always, unless you're using the Ashes of War. Hey, this guy, this way he does this bullshit. Unless you're using the Ash of War, and for something like a Halo Slice. Let me get through this cam, guys, and we'll go back to this question. I want to give you a good answer for this. You know what, we'll take that. Undertaker, do you want some jump attacks? Damage negation at full. Straight swords. We'll take the damage negation at full. We'll get rid of that now, we don't need that anymore. Under Duchess. Shared order. Okay, let's go circle. Back to the question. So if you've got a weapon that is mostly scaling with, let's say, strength. Let's say the Malekith's Blackblade. That is a strength faith weapon. Delayed ass attack. It's mostly a strength weapon with a faith scaling. So if you've got a weapon like that and you're using melee, it's always going to be more beneficial to go for physical buffs. So Malekith's Blackblade, because it's mostly faith, mostly strength, then yeah, physical buffs are going to be what you want to use. Now, if you're using something like the Halo Scythe or the Blade of Calling, that weapon, again, the weapon is mostly split damage, which benefits the physical side of the weapon. But there is a caveat to that, because if you're using the Halo Scythe for its Ash of War, the Ash of War is 100% holy. So it all depends on what kind of weapon you're using, basically. Right. Let me just focus on this, guys, because these guys will one tap the life out of me. Right, Duchess, I want that Rivers of Blood off you. I'm a Dex user right now. Obviously, for the Dex change that I've done, I will put the stats on the screen. Make sure the other guy doesn't come. We'll give the Duchess the skill ups because we want to use dodge it or a dodge that with Katana. Now go focus on the one. I don't need you, dude. Help the Duchess. She's already died once. Deep dark fantasy. We've got a curved sword Undertaker. Bro, with the backstab, man. Thought he was coming. Okay, Undertaker, you got him. I'll answer this question a bit more in a second. So I've got another thing that I'm reading. You know what? We ran out of space, guys. Teammates probably think I'm a right shithead. How is my Duchess free bar, man? Come on. Let me just check something. Oh no, it's carrying sorcery Duchess. Okay, she doesn't need the skill ups. We need to get our Duchess some bits and bobs. Okay, cool. Right, back to the question. We're going to answer it properly now. So, where's my doc that I had? I'm going to read the document because I did actually put it all together. So basically, you look at the stats of Malekith's Blackblade. They're mostly strength scaling, so it's an A scaling in strength, then you got a D scaling in dex and a D scaling in faith. So if you wanted to use the weapon as a melee weapon, it's always going to be worth using the strength portion of the weapon. Like, so you want to scale from the strength portion of the weapon, because that's where you're going to get the most out of it. If you was let's say you was a straight faith user using the Malekith's Blackblade, obviously there isn't any really straight faith user. Well, I guess the Revenant. If you was to use the Revenant for this weapon versus, let's say, the Wylder, because the Wylder has 50 strength and the weapon scales, it's got like an A scaling in strength versus a D scaling in faith, and then the Revenant has an S scaling in faith, you're always going to get more damage out of the weapon from Wylder because it scales mostly with strength. So for split weapons, physical buffs are always the way to go if that weapon scales mostly with physical. I don't think there is any weapons that scale like split damage mostly with like faith or whatever. So yeah, it's always worth going for the weapon for physical. Now, the caveat to that is if it's a weapon like the Blade of Calling or, you know, the Halo Scythe, because their projectiles are predominantly faith-based. In fact, for the Halo Scythe, the Blade of Calling, their projectiles are 100% faith-based. It's always worth going for the affinity portion. Now, again, Halo Scythe, although the projectile is mostly faith, the weapon itself still scales mostly from physical damage. So it's always worth, if you're using the weapon for melee, which, let's be honest, most people aren't using the weapon for melee. If you're using the weapon for melee, then it's obviously at that point it's worth going for the physical portion of it. Bro, just die, Scarab. Jesus Christ. Oh, where are my teammates? There. Bro. Didn't really like Luke to see what he was doing. My Undertaker is using... Hit me then for some action. Stop being a monkey, Mike. You're still a dex user. We will need to make this a +1. We need tap power. No, we're going to take that over the skill stuff because if we do find claws, which I'm hoping we do, we've got melee attacks for what we want to use. Right, go for this door here. Try and aggro them upstairs. Ooh, Riverblade. Like, it's never worth trying to follow these guys once. We'll get back to the question in a second. I can't remember where I've got to, where I've answered it. You know what I am, dude? I'm John Nightreign. Quick step his ass. Right, you're gonna follow the whole of your family, the whole of your bloodline. Bro, will you just leave us alone? We're just coming here to just get you, you know, get all the equipment. Leave us alone. Stop being mean. Stop being mean, guys. Duchess, you can have less lightly if you're a caster. There's guard counters there if anyone wants guard counters. Spinning strikes, taking damage. Well, I might as well go and do this guy. Down here. Yeah, so hopefully that answers the question. I can't remember how far we got, but basically, physical buffs always for weapons that you use in melee or weapons that have an Asher War that's like physical base, like for example Stormblade. Always go for the physical portion of the Asher War. If it's a weapon that is mostly affinity, like your Halo Scythe, your Blade of Calling, your Blade of Death, forget the name of it, I think it's called Blade of Calling, Blade of Death. Those kind of weapons, it's always worth going for the affinity portion. Now, there is some caveats to that. So things like the Magma Blade, although it's basically a full fire thing, it actually gets buffed mostly from physical, even the Asher War. So it's always worth, yeah, just using, like, you know, like a dex user for that kind of stuff. How did that not stagger him? How did that not stagger him? So yeah, hopefully that answers the question. But yeah, for the actual original question, yeah, physical buffs do buff the weapon. Marias and Malika's Blackblade. And in fact, they're most of the time they're better. It's better to do that. Go and do castle if you want. Well, actually, let's do Magma Worm, and then we'll go to castle. Ooh. Two-handed. Oh, you know what? Let's just get rid of it. We're not going to find a claw now, are we? If we wait to find a claw, we're most definitely not going to find it. So yeah, we'll just take the two-handed buff. Oh, look at that, another two-handed. Is that? You know what? That's probably better than making it a +2 because of the 15% damage increase. So, although I obviously want to make it a +2, I think 15% is worth more. Bro, what is going on with this Duchess? Oh, it's the Undertaker. I think you might need the Undertaker. Yeah, most people are going to ask why I did that. It's basically, I think you probably get about 10%. Whoa! I'm a samurai, did you not know? Oh, the question. We need to answer a question. Wylder, not Wylder, Executing got shit on me, bro. I thought I told you not to move. Tell me a better, more peak anime speech than that, scene than that. Okay, give me... critical hits. No one needs anything there. Against Fulghor. Please let me have that. Thank you, Undertaker, Duchess. You're the best. Get rid of Blade Grace. Now my katana can be a +2, and I've got 15% damage increase up. Next one is by Ashen1111. How are you cool and nonchalant? Okay, so basically, I spent a big part of my childhood being very angry. Like, angry to the point where I would get in trouble a lot. It led to me basically getting stabbed at like 14. Yes, you can enter a British joke in there somewhere if you want to. I don't mind. It was a long time ago. And then I got to a point where I thought, you know what? Take that for this one. You know what? I will take that. Unless the Duchess wants it. Okay, so I'll take that over that. Because I've got a weapon to lightning Fulghor. Because katana, I'm not sure how well the katana will break it. That's fine. Yeah, so basically, yeah, I got like stabbed at the age of 14. Went down a bad path, and after almost dying, I eventually realised that life is beautiful, life is short, life is full of fun, and being angry takes all of that away. So that's basically how I got so laid back. That is wild. Look, just gonna get me killed. Yeah, basically that's how I got so laid back and nonchalant. But all joking aside, I'm not nonchalant and cool. But thank you very much, dude. But yeah, that's basically. As you get older, you learn that none of it really matters. None of the bullshit that's happening, all of the stuff, you know, none of it's really important. What's important is enjoying yourself. So yeah, there will be hard things in life. There will be times where, you know, you have hardships and it's going to be tough getting through them. But enjoy yourself. That's all you can do. That's all you can do is enjoy yourself. Like successives. Fine. Yeah, level 15, that's fine. We can probably take a couple of these out. Before she fell down the hole. Our Duchess is not having a good time, is she? But there is another couple of questions to ask, so I'll go through them in a second. Get rid of this guy because the circle's here. HP. Duchess, my own take is going to get one tap there. I can feel it. Two hand in, 15. I'll take the affinity. Did we get? We have got demonstration full, haven't we? Yeah, we have. Cool. Yeah, so hopefully that answered the question. But basically, that's yeah. As you get older, you'll realise that things that seem like the worst thing in the world, they're really not important. But like, you know, just enjoy yourself. That's all you can do. Next question is from JQ Songs, one of the goats. JQ has asked, how do I consistently upload each day? I can barely edit, basically, he said he can barely edit his own videos for an hour because there is so much else that he wants to do. And also, can we get a video on the Tree Guardian build? The Tree Guardian build, I actually have one coming up, so that'll be out soon. I'm just going to find time to edit it, which I know this is going to be like counter to what I'm saying right now. But basically, how do I consistently upload? What I do is I set myself time every day. Now, I'm quite fortunate that I work from home, so I can, and basically I manage my own time, so I can take an hour out for my lunch every day, but most of the time I give myself a couple of hours, whether that's to edit a video or edit a couple of videos, or to basically play a game. To, you know, if I'm thinking of a build to make, then I can do that. So most of the time I take out, basically give myself a couple of hours a day, it's gonna hurt, to edit a video or to play the game. And then obviously I can, you know, at night time I can also do some gaming as well once I've put the kids down and all that stuff. So that's basically what you got to do. You got to set yourself time. Now the thing with me is about having other things to do. I have no life of Nightreign to the point where like I'm literally not doing anything else. So that's why I'm kind of, you know, forcing myself to play that much. So yeah, All I can say is try and give yourself time. Make, you know, force yourself time. If you really want to get into like uploading YouTube and stuff like that, really force yourself to you know, make time for the stuff that you want to do. That's what you can do basically. But I literally no life Nightreign, so you know. If I'm not playing Nightreign, I'm either like at work, at the gym, or on daddy duty basically. Okay, that was crazy. We'll just take this guy out. Cool. We day one or day two? Oh, we're day two. What was day one? Okay, Winding Grace. Just in case. It is what it is, isn't it? I probably should have took the physical negation. Okay, 337. It's probably not that much more than what we'd have if we was using a normal build, if I'm being honest. So yeah, basically, I don't play any other games at the minute. I literally no life Nightreign. I have started playing a few other games. Like I played that Mecha Chameleon the other day. I started doing some more Nightreign Elden Ring runs again. But yeah. Last question is by Scarface211. He has said, I noticed the Darkness Undertaker's skin is wet. If you zoom in on her feet, you'll see it. What are the lore implications of this? I replied, I'm not sure, but I will check and get back to you after a lengthy amount of research. I tried to research the task, but unfortunately, the FreeCam mod that I use is no longer working. The version offsets need updating to match the latest Nightreign update, which was the most pointless update ever. So unfortunately, we may never know the lore implications of this. So gamers, that's all the questions we've got for today. There is a few more that I couldn't fit onto the video, as you can probably see. I thought it would take quite a long time to get all these done, which totally did. So yeah, next video, again, drop all your questions that you want to, answers to, and I will answer some more. But hopefully, guys, you've enjoyed the question time as always. Yeah, it's actually quite fun answering the questions that, sometimes you may forget. And we'll probably get one tapped here through Fulghor, because we've only got a 32 damage negation, so gotta be careful. We're doing like 640. There we go. That's why you keep the lightning. 640 is not bad for an R1 katana, I guess. Hoping Undertaker would have an ult there, but it looks like he's coming for. Ooh, he might be able to do dungeon actually. Right to me. There we go. Bleed Proc, that's nice. Get 20% from the Lord of Bloods. Hit me there, Parker. Go, get absolutely wrecked, nerd. Now we need to heal. Can't see shit. Cool. There we go. Nice. GG. Very fun. Good work, teammates. Well done. So yeah, Dex Wylder. What's it called? What was the... A deal with the demon changes status, and obviously we went all in for specking on Dex, which is why we got a 400 AR katana. Very fun. Gang, hopefully you enjoyed the question time. Again, drop your questions if you want anything else answering, and we'll get them on the next video. As always, gamers, stay safe. Look after yourself. Catch you on the next one. Big love. Peace.